baby. Get nice and flat. We got some work to do. We've got some wool to sort. Joanne pushes. She's using all her area she possibly can. She gets the table out of the way. And again, underneath she goes. Alabaster, down on her knees. Shake, shake, shake. Into one basket there. Is she happy with it? No, she's not. Goes in for another shake. By jeepers, this is quantum physics. They're right down to the finest details. She's happy with that. Joanne Kumaro coming with a big finish though. Big tidy up, and she's got the hand in the ear quickly. Bang, bang, bang. Whoa. Like a semi auto, wasn't it? All finished.
Just looking down here under Marianne's tail, we got a bit of dirt on the floor, bit of pumice. Bit of pumice there, a bit of pumice in these sheep. I wonder if she needed to put that into a basket. Oh, we're getting a bit carried away now. We're getting a bit carried away now, aren't we, Gerald?
Pumice, we don't have that down your way. Peat. We have peat. But not the pumice. I've heard about it. Very hard on gear when you're a shearer, apparently. Very difficult on cutters. But yeah. We could spell that one probably. I've got a fair idea how that might roll. Right, heat 3, Rick. They know who they are, but we'll do a quick reminder. Well, we mightn't have to remind them. They're already up there. Right, jolly. We like
table
this.
1, Hanatia Tiffany, Siobhan Mason, Lani Morell, George Hawkins, and Heat 4, Tina Rimini, Ronnie Goss, Kieran Herbert, Amy Rookie.
A big thank you to all the Woolhandlers and the shearers. As you know, we're all committees and bits and pieces throughout the country running these shows. We want them on time for you. We want them action-packed, and we want them moving well. And the wool handling community as a whole has really jumped on board to make sure they're quick in their changeovers, they're not mucking around, all those sorts of things. So look, from a committee member down at Invercargill with the New Zealand Crossbred Lamb Shearing Champs, it's so important and it's so good to see. And it's seeing it here, the best I've seen it is at the Golden Shears here, where it's very quick, action-packed.
Shearers to the board. Shearers to the board. Four competition fleeces. Geez, Lani's having a heck of a Golden Shears. Well done, Lani. She hasn't been in this open class very long. Timekeepers ready. Timekeepers ready. Shearers, get set, go. Okay, we have Hanatia Tiffany. Hanatia was brought up in a little place called Parongaho, but I think nowadays she calls Tikawiti home. She's on table number 1. Table 2, we have Siobhan Mason. Siobhan says she's from Dannyvik up there, but Siobhan spends a lot of time down the South Island. We have Lani Morell. Lani Morell from Masterton. She also spends a lot of time down the South Island. I think it's one of those things when she's down south, she's from down there, and when it's Masterton, she's from up here. So I think that's how Lani rolls, but she is having a heck of a Golden Shears so far. Congratulations to Lani. And down here on table number 4, we have George Hawkins. He's a true local, George. Loves competing. He loves the Golden Shears, thrives on it. But here we go. This is the slate's been wiped clean. Kieran Herbert, she top qualified into this quarterfinal by a country mile. But that's all been wiped clean, and it's time to do it all again. All these shearers, they turn for the last side. Woolhandlers right there with them, getting that cheek wool. They've got 9 little baskets around their tables in their area, and in these baskets there should be one wool type, and this will be oddman, and that shows you the discoloured wool or shorter wool. So these have all got a grade that they've got to go into. Here we go. Okay, George turns around, throws. Oh, George, you've been practicing. Siobhan turns, throws. Oh, lovely there from Siobhan. Geez, that Hanatia, that's a pretty big fleece down there, Gerald, by the looks of it on table 1.
That's a huge fleece down here. I was watching Tiffany bunching it all up. And I was thinking the same. I thought, by jolly, this is going to be a bit of a struggle here to get this baby to land on that table, which is whatever that is there, 4 foot by 6 or 7. And she's done the best she could with it as she races back to the belly. Just for the crowd's sake, I was just thinking, you see them just before they started there while they're working away on their second one. And they're back to the table soon. You'll see them putting baskets. I'll just adjust them a wee bit here and a wee tap there, a millimetre here and a millimetre there. And you think, is that really necessary to worry about that little stuff? Well, there's a funny thing. It's a bit like shearing a sheep or do wool handling. It's such a repetitive sort of thing that you're doing all day in the shed. It's the same thing over and over and over and over again. Okay, that's what you do. Now, when you're doing something repetitive like that all the time, those little things do matter. Because if you lose 2-3 seconds over and over and over again, it adds up every day. So those wee things become very important when you're talking about repetitive sort of behaviour or work patterns. And they do exactly the same in the shed. They'll kick a wee fadge holder just there. They'll grab that press and they'll push the press there. They'll throw the wool table over there. Why? Because they know that's where it needs to be. Because if we don't, it might seem nothing to a junior wool handler, but I can tell you right, over a period of a day, that's going to be time. And these open wool handlers know that. They've seen it, they've learned it, they've been taught it. Of everything must be in its place for efficiency. And that's what it's about. And ease. If we can work smarter and not harder, why not? Let's do this. Let's get into that baby. Let's get into that pattern. Right. Throws to me. How did they get on? They're all looking good. I was just telling a bit of a story at the same time.
No, that's good. That's good. You're bang on the mark. Yes, the throws were pretty good. Lani and George Hawkins had the better throws. I think George is probably leading. As you can, if you look up on the big monitor up there, you'll see board. And a lot of that is the throw of the fleece, how this wool handler is working with her shearer, not impeding the shearer. They are not to impede him at all. And just making sure that there's no oddman wool contaminating the main line, because the main line is worth about $6 to $7 a kilo on a real good day. And the oddmans can be worth right down to 50 cents. So if you have oddmans in with your main line, you are devaluing the farmer's wool, and that is a no-no. And that is the beauty of doing these shows, isn't it, Gerald? You know, it finishes a wool handler. You know, it teaches them right down to the nitty-gritty about the basics and how they can better themselves.
Yeah, very much so. And of course, these ones here, there's a whole lot of other wool handlers in sheds today all across the country of New Zealand doing wool handling. And these are the people that take it back to the shed and rub shoulders with those people. Good throw down here. Tiffany, Mason. By jolly, the standard's coming up. Good throws right across the board. These are the people that go back to the shed, rub shoulders with the juniors and intermediates and the likes, and bring them up to speed, okay? The shed will start shadowing who they are, and the whole level, or that theory of relativity, that the yardstick, the bottom will come up, the top will go higher and the bottom will come up. You're always going to have a bottom, because if we didn't have a bottom, we wouldn't know what the top was. That's just law. If we didn't have short people, we wouldn't know you're tall. If we didn't have black, we don't know what white is. But it'll bring that bottom up, okay, which just helps the whole industry as a whole. Now, talking about byproducts and bits and pieces in wool. Okay, now wool from here, once it is brought in bits and pieces, will go to a scour where it's washed. Now, there's stuff in there which comes out and gets really nice and loose and floppy under the sun, called grease or lanolin. Okay, now it's a very good value-add product because it's used a lot in skincare. You go around like the Queenstown shops, all these sort of new age shops or based on tourists and the likes, you'll see huge amount of bottles of lanolin made out of New Zealand's wool. And that's the stuff they clean out of the wool when they are scouring it. Okay, so Tim was talking about a greasy price when he's talking about prices of wool before. That's in the shed as it is now, sorted correctly right here. Then off to the scour, and that will be commonly known as the clean price. Okay, if they sell it under a clean level, where everything's washed out, everything's sorted, and off they go. Rightio, talking about off they go. 2 minutes. The throws are about to arrive.
This George Hawkins has been having a pearler, but I think it might be Lani Morel. Oh, she's got a little bit overhanging. Didn't see that. Siobhan Mason from Dannyburg. That's a good throw as well. Come on now, ball handlers. You've got 1 minute and 10 seconds. Come on, George. You're the local. I don't think there's any locals here. Oh, there's one. There's one local here, so that's pretty good. Here we go. Around the top of the table works George. He's just pulling out that neck ball. He's got the front leg. The front leg is, underneath the front leg is a little bit of a discoloration. These are the first pieces that these guys are pulling off on the table. Lani Morel rolls up the youngster. Come on, Lani. Here we go. Hanate Tiffany, roll up time for you. George, you're rolled up as well. Come on, get your brim in hand. Because we've probably had about 35 to 40 seconds so far. 1 minute 10 is not a lot of time. It puts quite a bit of heat on these wall handlers, Gerald. I don't think 1 minute 10 is quite enough.
Yeah, well, they're keeping them on their toes. I'll give them that. Tiffany on the front stand does the little shake, sees a wee bit of longer wall. Onto the broom she goes now. Mason back to the board. Towards here, the board's clean, but just that little wee step up area she had. She's got that clean now. Mr. Hawkins, here we go. Lani, she's on fire. She's on fire yesterday. She's worn out as well, though. Mr. Hawkins, he's the cruise mode. Get that sorted, get in the basket. There's a couple of seconds there. Puts his hand in the air. Take a look at the points, though. Cruising might be working. A bit of a shake at the table. Mason. Tiffany's wrapped up, and Mason getting it all together with just clears that table, making sure it is fully clear. This is the quarterfinals, ladies and gentlemen. We'll take them down to the semi in the basket, placing it in there nice and gently with a tremendous amount of care, and up goes the hand.
Rick. Heat 4, they all sorted? Heat 4, they all sorted, are they? Heat 4 sorted?
I'm sure they are. I'm sure they are. Koro Tamasori, Tina Rimini on table 1, Ronnie Goss on 2, Karen Herbert competing on table 3, and Amy Ruki on 4. Just a call also for our senior competitors, which I believe are next on the list. So all senior semi-finalists, ball handlers semi-finalists. Be aware that we'll be underway with that senior semi-final straight after the Open. Heat 1 of the senior, Carmen Smith, Dane Rihi, Vinnie Goodyer, Tan Mariaha. Heat 2, Connor Puha, Anna Braddock, Paige Broush, Tumanako Waikari.
Shears to the board. Shears to the board. Timekeepers ready. Timekeepers ready. Shearers. Shearers, get set, go. Gerald, as you were talking before about how these wall handlers, they get in and they tweak a basket a little way, you know, only a fraction. You know, it's all about precision. You know, these wall handlers, you know, a lot of times when they do go to throw an oddman into a basket, especially up the board here, and they've got bigger baskets and smaller baskets. You know, so a lot of times when they're actually releasing that wool to go into that basket, they're not actually looking at it, you know, a lot of times. And a lot of them, you know, they know exactly where it is in their head and in their minds. And if it's not quite in the right place, you know, it sort of throws them out of kilter a little bit. But here we go. On table number 1, we have Tina Rimini. Her daughter Lani was in the last heat. Tina's a very, very good competitor, and she is a local girl. On table number 2, we have Ronnie Goss from Kimbolton. Ronnie Goss is a great ambassador for wall handlers. She's this kind of wall handler that, you know, doesn't ever look like she gets flustered at all. You know, you get some of these wall handlers, they jump up and down and all that sort of stuff. But Ronnie's the sort of Woolhander, just puts along with her work and is very, very happy in her job. On table number 3 from Te Awamutu, we have Kieran Herbert. Kieran Herbert was the other New Zealand team member last night with Tia Potai. Kieran Herbert she's had a heck of a run so far here at the Goldie. She's got 1 red ribbon. She top qualified into this quarterfinals by a country mile, and she'll be wanting to keep that up. And down here on table number 4, the youngster, Amy Rookie from Invercargill, turns and throws. Lovely, a little bit overhanging. Kieran Herbert, nice stroke for her. So you can see the intensity of these Woolhanders, can't you, Jules? You know, the Woolhanders on tables 3 and 4, you know, they look a little bit erratic, and then you've got Ronnie on table 2, just looks like she's gliding around it.
Yeah, that's the old poetry and motion story, isn't it? Of course, the 2 front stands down here already in this magical book that I hold in my hand here of this year, and all the past winners already have their name printed in history. And Kieran Herbert looking for that, especially under the individual Woolhandling. And of course, let's work my way down. I've been a wee bit biased, and you can do that when you have a microphone in your hand. This local girl down my way, Amy Rookie, sorting that belly wool. By jolly, I think you're allowed to have favourites, I'm sure of it. Onto the head wool she goes, that special wool that doesn't take dye, rumour has it. Back to the table, and she's the first one to do that. Herbert. By jolly, she would have slept well last night. Look at her go. She just gets that stance. You see, just saves the back. She sort of just does that little bit of, takes most of her weight in her thighs here instead of her back, which is a good idea when you're doing this all day. A bit like shearing, you've got to put a little bit of thought into this when you're physically working all day to make sure that you're going to be here for a long time. By jolly you do. And it's a tight roll by Herbert. Look at that, squeezes it right up. Rookie does the same, stuffs it in the bag there, has a bit of a sort up. Back to the board they go. Remini, she's done the same while I've been looking down the far end. You can't look away for long. Why jolly you can't. You'll be through the town before you know it. And here we go, some more throws. Ronnie Goss throws it out, gives it a bit of air, just sort of bunches at the top. Didn't roll quite like she wanted. Good throw by Herbert. How is Amy? Come on, Amy, give it some stick. I'll support you. Down to the bottom end where the first hind leg would be. Away she goes. She's responding to the call. Way you go, Amy. So's Kieran Herbert. They're starting to wake up now. They've had a hot cup of tea. By jolly they have. They're rolling the fleeces over. Back to the shearers they go now as they start to hit round that crutch wool. Onto the bellies. Look at this when they start sorting that belly. By jolly, farmer would like that when he walked in the door, wouldn't he? Seeing the bellies getting sorted like that. In fact, you do as a farmer, you walk in there, and I used to look at them and kick the fadges to, well, probably not impressing the roustabouts, but anyway, or the Woolhanders, more to the point, and think, what's that? And they'll come over and say, well, that's such and such, that's the rattle, it's unscarable. Oh, I didn't know that. Well, we do it. It needs to come out for your sake, Mr. Farmer. Okay, fair enough then, it comes out. You sure it's not scarable? No. What is it? It's such and such. It won't come out in the scour. You'll get bombed for it. Fair enough then. So they've got a little parcel of that over in the corner as well. A little parcel of black wool. A little parcel of this and that. By jolly, they make sure the job's done right. Right, doing it right. Kieran Herbert. Back to that face wool. Gets it clear. Ronnie Goss. She's saying, well, this is the pace I go. You can talk as fast as you want, Mr. Announcer, but it's not going to change my speed. I'm zoned out. You're just a bit of a rattle in the background. Remini. Last and final ones arriving. Back to the board they all go. Ready for a big throw. Tuma.
Here we go, Amy Rookie. She's got a little bit of a challenge of a fleece. It's a big monster. Let's see how she handles it. She handles it well. Kieran Herbert on table number 3. A little bit of bunching up the top. Maybe the pressure's getting to them because the first 2 throws have been absolutely impeccable. But here we go, Woolhandlers. They haven't got time to worry about how big the fleece is or how small it is. They just need to get in and process it. Amy Rookie up here on table number 4. Her fingers are going crazy. That's what you need to do. You can't afford to have too many pieces in your hand when you're skirting. You need to keep releasing it. Otherwise, you don't have the fingers to work with. You end up with your whole hand, and then you're going to get the Brontosaurus pieces. I'm pretty good at that, Gerald.
Yeah. I like that. Tail's clear, as in people. She's all just static there at the moment. Resting. They've got this work to do at the board. Up the neck, all the shearers go. This is this short stuff in and around the face. It's got to come out. And they're happy with that. Back to the tables they go. Quarterfinals, ladies and gentlemen. There's a fair bit at stake. Ronnie Goss rolling that, tucking that all in, squeezing it up. They seem to like this real tightly squeezed wool when it comes to presenting the main line as a bundle of one fleece. Okay, so it's it keeps to itself in the bale, as if to say, instead of a big, it's not like a big blend up that you would have seen yesterday with some of the second shear where they shake it to the lights and it comes landing down. No, we don't want that with the full fleece. This 12 months worth of wool. No, 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 we want it tightly bundled. We want it to stay nice and individual. Back to the board they go. Back to the tables they go, Tuma.
They sure do, Ronnie Goss. Oh, this Kieran Herbert, she's having a blinder. 1 minute and 10 seconds, so come on, wool handlers. We need to get the boogie on. Here we go, wool handlers to the table. Tina Domini down there, table number one, a little wee bit different, but at the moment, Kieran Herbert is the one. She is smoking. Anyway, any supporters for Amy Rookie down here on
come on, Amy.
Table number 4. There she goes. She's moving her way around the top of the table, pulling the neck wool out.
Go, Amy.
Around the other side she goes. Ronnie Goss down there on table number 2. Roll up time for Ronnie. Ronnie Goss has got the fleece in the fan. She's going to shake the table, grab the broom. Kieran Herbert is right there with her. Come on, Kieran. You can see the urgency. Amy Rookie down here on table number 4. All these wool handlers are giving it heaps, Gerald.
They're giving it heaps, all right. By Johnny, that Ronnie Goss is trying to think of a wee story you could tell just as they're doing this, but I'm not going to have time to tell it. I'll tell it maybe when they're finished. Onto the broom they go, shaking and lifting the table. Ronnie Goss, come on, Amy, give her some stick. Down on the bottom stand there. Sweep, sweep, sweep. Come on, let's go. Remini, the last one in the fadge for the wool, gives the table a flick, but she's happy with it. Ronnie Goss has got the hand in the air. Down on the knees is Kieran Herbert. She's having a look round. Is she happy? No. Crawls under the table, grabs the last bit from under the leg. That's got to go in that basket. We're not going to have the judges find that little bit. Keep it going, Amy. Come on, Tina. Get that stuff under that leg too. She shuffles the table out of the way. She says, whoa, by jolly. The pace is on. Into the second pits. Well done, Amy. Into those second pits, Tina. Finishing touches, back to the broom, got the tape on there, gives them a good hold. There we go, a bit of a flick like a good tennis player or a golf player, flicking it with the instrument, in this case a broom. Marvellous stuff. Just in the quick changer, I'll tell you what I was just going to tell you. The story was there, it's a bit like shearing sheep. You think to shear 200, it's just about impossible when you can't do it. But as you do 200, you do it once, you do it twice for like some Ronnie Goss's position, it just becomes natural to you. And you look like you're not going quick, and next minute you're shearing 400. And it looks the same. Comes second nature. Right, over to you, Rick. Where is their man?
Senior Woolhandling semi-final, sponsored by the Ministry of Māori Development. Cameron Smith we have on table number 1. Cameron Smith got a prize last night. She was in the women's pressing final. She came second. Congratulations to Carmen Smith. Table number 2, we have Dane Rehi Te Teko. Dane's been a bit of a dominant figure in this senior woolhandling class. But anything can happen. Table number 3, we have Vinny Goodger. I think Vinny's won 2 red ribbons and a... Was it 3 red ones, Vinny? It's got 3 red ribbons at the moment. He won the triathlon event, which was wool handling, shearing and pressing, competing in all 3 events. I think it's the 3rd time he's won that. Triathlon, it's time to give someone else a go now. Vinny, you're an old boy at that one. He won the singles pressing last night, the first time he's beaten his older brother Jeremy. So there's one of his goals completed. He can tick that one off. And they also won the doubles pressing, him and his brother Jeremy. And down here on table number 4, Tane Matiaha, Masterton. Can we have our judges to the board, please? Shearers, can you guys come to the board as well? Would like to thank our shearers. They'll be happy that the open wool handlers are gone, because some of those open wool handlers get a bit abusive at them. Doesn't pay to abuse our shearers, open wool handlers. They're going to be here for a long time yet. Timekeepers ready. Timekeepers ready. Shearers. Get set, go. 3 long wool fleeces, Gerald. I just had a look in the program. 3 long wool fleeces.
3 long wool, 2 heats, semi-final. Right, well, we've had a good intro, haven't we? So we'll just get down to the commentary end of it, and that's the side we're getting to. We like to give you a bit of, informative information. We like it to be a wee bit amusing sometimes as well, but informative along with it. But we're getting to a business end of the situation where we start drifting into like a horse race, where we get into the announcing side, the commentary side of it all. But at this stage we'll roll there soon, as we're down to the top 8 of these wool handlers, with red ribbons up for grabs in the senior event, as the shearer works his way round to the long blow. The wool handlers, this is like the start of a day really in the shearing shed. The wool handlers trying to get as much done as they can. They're now just having a bit of a shift in their mentality, thinking, right, fleece, I've got the feel of it. Table, you're there. Baskets are there. Vinny's just shifting his and shuffling his a bit, preparing his fleece. They know there's a fair bit at stake with this throw. And here we go, it's starting to arrive without adding a few more nerves to them. We don't want them having an adrenal dump here this morning, but it's going to be calming. They're all going to turn and throw. Ladies and gentlemen, a couple of locals in here. What have we got down here in the front stand? A wee bit hanging on those, be the couple front legs there. You can see the legs here, ladies and gentlemen. If you're new to the game of the industry of shearing, that's where the front legs would have been. The head would have been up the top here. Isn't that unreal when you've got a woolly back sitting on the table up there getting shorn, and you think, whoa, it ends up a flat garment on the table. Hopefully flat on the table, and the whole lot on the table as well. Oh, she's action apiece here. 3 fleeces to be handled. Back to the board they go. Action apiece. What's happening down there?
Just watching this Tani. He went around, skirted one side, he did the neck, and then he started coming back. So he's only got a quarter of his fleece left to skirt. That's on the table, so he's a little bit in front at time stakes. I was watching him and I was wondering what he was up to, but he would have a plan that a senior wool handler, an elderly wool handler than him would have given him. And he'll be sticking to that, because they need to go in there with a game plan. It's not the best to go up there and just think, oh, yep, I'll be good, because it doesn't usually roll like that. But here we go. Shearer's turning to the last side. Vinny Goodger, he's got his fleece rolled up in the fadge. Nice, tight and compact. I was watching Vinny when he was going through that first fleece working with his shearer, and he had a piece of wool in his hand, and it looked like he didn't really know what to do with it. Should have put it in his pocket. What do you reckon, Gerald?
Yeah. Take the black wool home. Take a wee pocket of wool home every day. You have a bail after a while. No, we must not promote that. We're promoting excellence. That's what we're doing. Carmen, let's talk about excellence. Let's do it. Oh, that's pretty good. There's only a wee bit of loose stuff here and there. Just sat her on table 2 and just literally rolled it out like a piece of new carpet. Oh, goodja. Bit of punching here and there, a difficult one to do. He's getting weighed down with all those ribbons on his back already. Trophies on the mantelpiece. Here we go, he's round to the top. Is he happy up there? He's got all that top knot wool out. No, he's not. He goes in and gets that out. Flicks it clear so you can see. Stand 4. Same thing, those fingers are working. We've got a dominated heat here of males, but it works both ways. We have some females that do shearing, we have some males that do wool handling, vice versa. And on the press, of course, and some of them are multi-talented. Like Vinny there, he can, wouldn't he be a contractor's dream, wouldn't he? I'll put you on the breast today, Vinny. I'll put you on the broom today, Vinny. In fact, I'm short of a shearer. Someone slept in. Can you shear a few for me? By jolly, I bet you he gets a lot of bonuses and back pay. By jolly, you will have a man like that. Like a dual-purpose rugby player. From first 5, well, basically from prop all the way to fullback. Right, they're in for the roll. Vinny rolls it up nice and tight. Into the bin. Tane, into the bin. Carmen, tight. Get it tight, Carmen. It's a loose fleece. She's happy with it. The wool couriers arrive. Action starting to arrive. No wonder it's semi-final time, ladies and gentlemen. By jolly. We've got to turn the ante up. We're going to cut these troops in half. We don't like doing it, but someone's got to make the hard calls, and it's going to be the judges here today. By jolly, there's no easy run before Smoko. Tane, he's getting ready for the throw. Tuma, here we go again.
1 minute and 20 seconds, here we go. Vinny turns and kind of throw. Tane, what can he do? Not too bad, little bit of bunching. So it's 1 minute and 20 seconds. So come on, senior wool handlers. You're going to need to move. Look at this Tane. He's got the little fingers going hard out. Round the top of the table, he's around about the neck wool. Pulling that out. It's a medullated fibre.
If he responds here in this wool handling, talking about responding, table 2. Responding, table 2. Rihi gives it a good shake. He knows all those second pieces must come out of that grating. You can wait and see it sitting down here, ladies and gentlemen. Those tables are sort of grating on them, and the wool's supposed to fall through those little fluffy little bits. All they do is cover tennis balls for Wimbledon. By jolly, back to the table goes Tane, down on the bottom stand. He's forgot about that. We've got to get that cleaned up. On to the sweep. Who's going to be the first one with the hand in the air? It's basically simultaneously with Vinny and Carmen. Rihi. There we go, get it tidied up. Having the last look around the judge out of the way. By jolly, might have something under your shoe. He puts his hand in the air as well. Tane, how's he getting on the bottom stand?
He's nearly finished. Have a
there
look.
We go. She's a tough life, this commentating, Tuma. Big day in front of us. Thought we'd come along here and pace ourselves, but I've got to get the coat off. These competitors have come here forward up.
Okay, our next heat of... There's only 2 heats in there.
2 heats.
2 heats, yep. Heat 2. Heat 2. Konapuha. And a Braddock. Paige Broush, Tumanako Waikiri. Heat 2, the last heat of our senior semi-final, ladies and gentlemen. That'll be followed by the junior semi-final, of which we will have 3 heats. 3 heats in the junior semi-final. The junior competitors will also handle 3 long wool fleeces, the same as the senior. So
just remember, folks, non-smoking stadium and surrounding grounds.
Just, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to acknowledge the sheep supplier for the wool handling, Wick Gimson, who's our owner manager of Cross Keys Station, brings these sheep through a hot Wairarapa summer and leaves the coats on them all the way through till the Golden Shears. So we appreciate what you do, Wick. We know it's a pretty hard management plan, but anyway, it's a credit to you with the sheep you supply, the long wool sheep you supply for the Golden Shears over this period of time. We very much appreciate it, obviously. And for a coastal station, you're battling with the sand and what have you. These sheep are very, very well prepared. So many thanks to Wick Gimson at Cross Keys Station.
Shearers to the board. Yes, you're right, Rick. It is a huge... Shearers to the board, guys. Huge thank you to that farmer. What a heck of a job he's done. Timekeepers ready. Shearers, get set, go. There's a lot of things that come into it, isn't there, when you've got long wool sheep, you know, breeding them over the summertime. You get chances of getting casts. You know, you got fly. You know, you got to dip them. Now, that's why a lot of farmers went to 6 months shearing and 8 months. You know, just more of an easier management tool. But it's great that this man can keep these full wool sheep coming in for us, for these wool handlers to compete.
Yeah, definitely, Tuma. Yeah, common practice down here. I know up here it's a large ask and a large task to take what's known as full wool, or 12 months worth of wool on a sheep before it's shorn. Down in the colder weather where there's less hassles with fly strike and you know, more intensive farming, we're around them and see them more, so we don't have those losses where a sheep gets cast, or if you're in Scotland, coped, where a sheep is coped. That means it's stuck on its back, it's had a wee sleep and it's rolled into a bit of a gully or something, and the wool's shifted, and that big blanket that we're going to see fire up on these tables a wee minute or two has got them stuck on their back. And not an ideal situation when they start getting thirsty in the bits and pieces, and for whatever reason people don't pick them up. Of course, nowadays with technology, we've got these drones that they're sort of developing, where these stations are flying these drones around and getting little drones, and they're getting pictures and feedback of real time, a bit like we've got here today, ladies and gentlemen. But back to the board at the moment. We'll carry on with that story in a wee minute or two for a bit of info. Here's the throws, Tuma.
Paige Browse turns and throws a little bit hanging. She didn't quite release it properly. Connor down there on table number one. Looks like he's got a little bit overhanging, Gerald.
Yeah, Puhart's is a difficult one. It's exceptionally loose. You don't worry about that, Connor. Move on from it. That's the man. It's not just totally disregarded just because it's hit the floor. It's still good wool. It's just a point here and there. The size of what an A4 piece of paper is 1 point. And that's just how it rolls. On to the top of the head he goes. Stay focused, mate. Water under the bridge. Move on mentally. We've got another sheep getting shorn on the table. That's how we go. Anyway, we've got these drones that people fly around. They get that real time on cast sheep and bits and pieces, so it may help that situation. But a massive ask for any farmer. Rightio. Back to the shearers and the wool handlers. Semi-final here, folks. Semi-final. The table's sitting nice and quiet and idling, just waiting for these wool handlers to rise back. Connor's the first one to do that. Braddock, same thing. Flick that up, get it on the leg, that's it. Use that leg, get the leg up there, rest it on there. If it's off the table, get that leg and rest it on there so you can get a good clear view of what needs to come off there. She goes for a bit of a roll, but she knows she's got to get back to get that little cheek wool out of the way, and so she does. Brush. Flicks that wool nice and clear. Gives it a shake. You've got to do that. You can see those little wee fluffy bits falling down the bottom, ladies and gentlemen. That's why it's going across the table. It's one, to get that out, and two, to get those little water stain bits, you know, where they're taking off, that skirting out as well. What's happening down on the stand 4 there, Tuma? We're ready for throws again.
Well, I tell you what, I thought Tumanako was going to get a little bit caught out, but no, he didn't. Here he goes, turns and throws. All the fleece got hooked up there. The neck got hooked up at the top of the table when he went to throw it. But it doesn't matter. We need to not worry about that. Just keep trucking on, because the shearer, he's not going to stop and wait for you to fix it up. He's going to keep going. Looking down the board, Paige here on table number 3. Little bit of bunching. We've got Young and a Braddock there on table number 2. Looks like she had a bit of bunching as well. these fleeces, are they getting a little bit more loose, Gerald?
Yeah, definitely. Well, they're just having a bit of struggle handling them. They're having a bit of struggle to keep it up with the shearers. They're thinking, gee, jolly, jolly. My boss doesn't normally put me under this situation. I've normally got a bit more support around me. And here I am. I'm on my own. I'm under a heap of spotlights. We've got people talking about me. Whoa, this feels a wee bit lonely up here. As the shearer just keeps battling on. Come on, girl, keep up. This is how it goes around here at the Golden Shears. We want excellence. And that's in all fields. That's accuracy and speed. By jolly, but back to the table. Braddock goes. That's it. Keep going. Keep focused. Page. Stand 3. In for the roll. She's going to roll it nice and tight. Table 4's already cleared. Clears the table for the second cuts and anything that might be lying there. Anna. Back to the table. No. Yes, she's decided now. Quick, roll it up. Don't muck around, darling. There's another one arriving. He's only 5-6 shots away. Into the wool courier bag. Into the wool courier bag. Table's clear. Give it a good clear, Page. That's the idea. They've got to be clear before their next fleece arrives. Here they go, Tuma, once again.
Tumanako turns and throws, not too bad. A lot of these wool handlers are doing that. They're sort of throwing and then holding on the back legs, pulling back. Oh, lovely throws on tables 2 and 3. Here we go. 1 minute and 20 seconds, I think it is, for these senior competitors in this Tumanako. He's not waiting around. That's the way, mate. Don't wait around for these other wool handlers. You want to be in the top 4. You can't sit there on your laurel and just think it's going to come to you, because it's not. That's the way to do it, George. He wants to be in that final.
That's the way to do it. Just take the bull by the horns and just battle it. That fleece wool was finished. The table was given a big shake. That's it. Give it one big shake. That might save me one job. And he's the first one onto the broom. Come on, young Connor. We got any people that know anyone up there in the audience? Yes, we have. Thanks for the support. Let's go. Come on, Connor. That's it. See those brooms? They're not as balanced as you might think. They're not locked. They're swivel brooms. You've got to get it on the right angle. By jolly you do. Stand 4. Going for it. Connor back to the board where the shearer was. Sweeps that down. Come on, young Braddock. Clears the table. Page exactly the same. Clean, clean, clean. Sweep, sweep, sweep. They're going to be down to the shake. They're going to be down to the shake. Tuma, bring us home in the last few seconds.
Well, I'm looking at this Tumanako. He might have blown his lead because these other wool handlers are right there with him. Connor down there on table number 1. Anna down there on table number 2. Looks at that. Oh, he's happy. Time for Connor. Time for Anna. Geez, these seniors, eh? They want to be in that final, and that's, you got to want it. You know, you got to be hungry for it. Time for Paige. Well done, Paige. You got to want to be in there, don't you, Gerald? You know, you got to really want it.
Yep, that's the joys of the real big shows, and you can't get any bigger. The word is pinnacle, and that's the exact adjective you need for the Golden Shears, the pinnacle of all wool handling and shearing. And you got to be hungry for this, baby. Yeah, there is no give-me's here, and I don't expect anyone to arrive here with complacency on their mind and think they're going to get away with it, because they will be doing something else, and that'll be socialising, and that's okay too. But if they've travelled here from a long distance, they've paid for the planes, they've paid for the rental cars, they've paid for the motels. It can be an expensive few fleeces or an expensive couple sheep to shear. By jolly you can if you come here, you know, only half ready.
Just quickly, Gerald, thanks very much. Our top 8 for our semi-finals for our open wool handling in order of qualification: Joel Hanade, Kieran Herbert, Joanne Kumaroa, Rocky Hub Tate, George Hawkins, Tia Potai, Marianne Batty, Ronnie Goss. So congratulations to those 8 semi-finalists for the open wool handling. Will be a bit later on today.
What do we got going on here? Go hard, Anna. Go hard, Anna. There we go. There's a text coming in there. People watching this all around the place. By jolly they are. Here's one for Tico. So take note of their Texas rolling in up there. Go Page. Go Page. To all current corners of the earth, it's beaming out there. And you can send a text in. You can send one from here, of course, if you want to. Nice ones. Nice ones.
Junior semis. That's next on the agenda, Rick.
Yeah, two right. Tama. Junior semi-finals. 3 heats of. First heat, Geraldine Tirupa, Brooke Birch, Nikoi